Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. Today we have 100 questions on general knowledge. Let's take a look at our Quiz Class awards. Let us know how you rank in the comments at the end. And we will be looking at 6 different categories, and here they are. And our first category is powerful people. Powerful people for question number 1. Who is the youngest person ever to receive a Nobel Prize? Kailash Satyarthi, Malala Yousafzai, or Greta Thunberg? Malala Yousafzai. Who was the 16th President of the United States? Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, or Ulysses S. Grant? Abraham Lincoln. American journalist Dan Rather was attacked by 2 assailants in New York. What mysterious question, later used by REM as a song title, attackers repeatedly asked him? What's the frequency, Kenneth? What did you do last summer? Or Dan, why did you do it? What's the frequency, Kenneth? Which famous political figure's last words were "et tu, Brute"? Napoleon Bonaparte, Julius Caesar, or Alexander the Great? That's "et tu, Brute". Julius Caesar. Which economist became the first Scot to feature on an English banknote, specifically the 20-pound note? John Maynard Keynes, Karl Marx, or Adam Smith? Adam Smith. Who among these is depicted on the banknote of a country where they were neither born nor died? Barack Obama, Winston Churchill, or Che Guevara? Che Guevara. One of the people referred to as the fifth Beatle has produced numerous songs that top the charts in both America and the UK, and has also won 6 Grammy Awards. Who is he? George Martin, Brian Epstein, or Derek Taylor? George Martin. Who was the architect of the geodesic dome for the U.S. Pavilion at Expo 67 in Montreal? Buckminster Fuller, Frank Lloyd Wright, or Le Corbusier? Buckminster Fuller. Who is the founder of Microsoft? Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, or Bill Gates? Bill Gates. Baroness Therese von Drostick, Elizabeth Rockel, and Julian Bransfield are, according to some researchers, candidates to whom which composer supposedly dedicated his solo part in Bagatelle No. 25? Johann Sebastian Bach, Mozart, or Beethoven? Beethoven. Who was the first and so far only U.S. president to serve non-consecutive terms? Franklin Roosevelt, Grover Cleveland, or Abraham Lincoln? Grover Cleveland. During his presidential campaign, which American Republican was the subject of conspiracy theories alleging he was the Zodiac Killer? Donald Trump, George W. Bush, or Ted Cruz? Ted Cruz. Which Frenchman gained global attention by destroying a McDonald's in southern France in 1999? Alain Juppé, François Hollande, or José Bové? José Bové. Which Italian singer gained international breakthrough with the 2001 hit Perdono? Tiziano Ferro, Eros Ramazzotti, or Andrea Bocelli? Tiziano Ferro. Which brilliant mind, along with Reinhard Selten and John Harsanyi, won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 1994? John Forbes Nash Jr., Paul Krugman, or Milton Friedman? John Forbes Nash Jr. And let's move over to entertainment for question number 16. Which 1985 movie featured the line, "Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads"? The Terminator, Blade Runner, or Back to the Future? Back to the Future. Which date repeats in the movie Groundhog Day? January 1st, February 2nd, or March 15th? February 2nd. Where are Vermeer's $250 million worth The Concert and Rembrandt's $100 million worth The Storm on the Sea of Galilee kept? At the Louvre, they are currently missing, or at the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam? They are currently missing. Who is the artist responsible for creating the creature from the movie Alien? H.R. Giger, Andy Warhol, or Jean Giraud? H.R. Giger. Which actress won 5 Primetime Emmy Awards and 2 Golden Globes and is best known for her roles as Murphy Brown in the series of the same name and Shirley Schmidt in Boston Legal? Helen Hunt, Juliette Louis-Dreyfus, or Candice Bergen? Candice Bergen. This anime, with an outstanding rating of 9.1, tops IMDb's list of the top 250 TV series. Interestingly, it's the second attempt to adapt the popular manga. What anime is it? Attack on Titan, Death Note, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Only one film has won 10 Oscars. In 2021, it received a sort of remake directed by one of the greatest directors of all time. Which movie is it? Citizen Kane, West Side Story, or The Godfather? West Side Story. What is the name of the Japanese figurine of a cat that waves its paw in a sign of welcome or to bring good luck? Daruma doll, Maneki Neko or Kokeshi? Maneki Neko. In which fictional state is Monsieur Gustave a citizen in the Grand Budapest Hotel of 2014? Lilliput, Zubrowka, or Genovia? Zubrowka. What is the more familiar nickname for the mural Word of Life on the Hesburgh Library wall at the University of Notre Dame in Indiana? The Golden Dome, Fighting Irish Mural, or Touchdown Jesus? Touchdown Jesus. Associated with German Expressionist cinema, what incorrectly termed disorienting titled camera angle did Robert Wiene first introduce in 1929 in the film The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari? Wide angle, Dutch angle, or high angle? Dutch angle. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are James and Margaret Dutton in 1883. Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren are Jacob and Cara Dutton in 1923. Meaning Kevin Costner as John Dutton III owns which ranch in Montana? Yellowstone Ranch, Big Sky Ranch, or Montana Ranch? Yellowstone Ranch. Who is the Norwegian writer awarded 2023 year's Nobel Prize in Literature? He has written over 40 plays translated into 50 languages. Henrik Ibsen, Knut Hamsun, or John Fosse? John Fosse. How many witches appear in Shakespeare's Macbeth? 2, 3, or 4? Three. What did Ross from Friends dress up as in the episode The One with the Halloween Party? The Doppler Effect, Sputnik, or Superman? Sputnik. And let's move over to history. In January 1900, during the Second Boer War, a battle took place where the Boers defeated the British. Name the location of the battle, which later lent its name to certain parts of sports facilities in England. Is Sandlawana, Spionkop, or Rorke's Drift? Spionkop. Who was known as the Mad Monk of Russia? Ivan the Terrible, Peter the Great, or Grigory Rasputin? Grigory Rasputin. What was the primary language of the Roman Empire? Latin, Greek, or Italian? Latin. In which year did India gain independence from Britain? 1947, 1948, or 1949? (1947). Which pharaoh built the Great Pyramid of Giza? Tutankhamun, Khufu, or Ramses II? Khufu. Which empire was ruled by Genghis Khan? The Mongol Empire, the Ottoman Empire, or the Roman Empire? The Mongol Empire. A certain Duke of Normandy gained a new nickname from his military and political success in 1066, helping him shed a less favorable and lesser-known nickname. What was his original nickname? William the Lazy, William the Bastard, or William the Cruel? William the Bastard. Who, in the 18th century, solved the problem of determining geographic longitude with his invention, thereby enabling reliable navigation of the world's seas? James Cook, John Harrison, or Isaac Newton? John Harrison. John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963 in Dallas. Who was the last statesman he officially received in a visit on October 17th of the same year? Winston Churchill, Josip Broz Tito, or Nikita Khrushchev? Josip Broz Tito. Which classic Hollywood star was featured on the fourth atomic bomb detonated at Bikini Atoll in 1946? Marilyn Monroe, Rita Hayworth, or Audrey Hepburn? Rita Hayworth. Which British colony in the territory of what is now a modern-day state issued 2 postage stamps in September 1847 that are now regarded as some of the most valuable philatelic items in history? Hong Kong, Bermuda, or Mauritius? Mauritius. What was the name of Orson Welles' independent theater company that in the late 30s and 40s performed both Broadway productions and renowned live radio dramas like Welles' War of the Worlds? Mercury Theater, Globe Theater, or Apollo Theater? Mercury Theater. Edward Oxford was the first of 7 people between 1840 and 1882 to attempt to assassinate whom? Abraham Lincoln, Napoleon Bonaparte, or Queen Victoria? Queen Victoria. If Aeschylus or Thespis are the fathers of tragedy and Herodotus the father of history, which Cyrenaic philosopher should be called the father of geography? Plato, Eratosthenes, or Aristotle? Eratosthenes. Let's move over to science. What scientific concept coined by the German scientist Paul Ehrlich in 1907 describes a compound that kills only specific targeted microbes in the body without harming the host? Miracle cure, magic bullet, or wonder drug? Magic bullet. Among pseudoscientific disciplines, phrenology claims that human abilities, characteristics, and even racial differences can be determined by variations in the shape of which part of the human body? The hands, the feet, or the skull? The skull. Which vegetable tastes bitter to only about half of the world's population due to a specific gene? Scientists in the Netherlands bred different varieties to reduce its bitterness, boosting its popularity. Tomato, potato, or Brussels sprout? Brussels sprout. Brussels sprouts. What is the smallest unit of matter? Atom, molecule, or proton? Atom. What is the Earth's atmosphere mostly composed of? Carbon dioxide, oxygen, or nitrogen? Nitrogen. What causes tides on Earth? Gravitational pull of the sun, Earth's rotation, or gravitational pull of the moon? Gravitational pull of the moon. What is the chemical symbol for gold? Ag, Pt, or Au? Au. Who formulated the laws of heredity? Gregor Mendel, Charles Darwin, or Alfred Wallace? Gregor Mendel. What part of the eye gives it its color? The retina, the iris, or the pupil? The iris. What does DNA stand for? Double nitrogen atom, deoxyribonucleic acid, or diatomic nitrogen? Deoxyribonucleic acid. What is the study of fossils called? Paleontology, archaeology, or geology? Paleontology. What unit is used to measure electrical resistance? Watt, volt, or ohm? Ohm. Originally formulated in his posthumously published Henses, which scientists wager is a philosophical argument that posts its human being bet their lives on whether God exists or not? Descartes, Pascal, or Charles Babbage? Pascal. What is the name of a type of star 2 to 10 times smaller than the sun? Red dwarf, white dwarf, or brown dwarf? Red dwarf. Which organ is affected by atrial fibrillation and atrial flutter? Kidney, lungs, or heart? Heart. And let's move on to sports. Who was much more successful on the hockey field until 1953, winning the Soviet Cup, but retired and decided to pursue football? Lev Yashin, Vladimir Bera, or Sandro Mazzola? Lev Yashin. Even though the media often portrays him as African American, which American athlete described his ethnic background as Cablinesian, an acronym for Caucasian, Black, American Indian, and Asian? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods. Barcelona Sporting Club, with 16 titles, is the most successful club in Serie A. From which country is this club? Spain, Ecuador, or Italy? Ecuador. Which athlete opposed the stricter dress code introduced by the LPGA in 2017 to prevent the sexualization of women's golf, arguing that women's golf progress extends beyond their cleavage? Lexi Thompson, Lydia Ko, or Paige Spiranak? Paige Spiranak. In the history of that sport, only 5 women have qualified and 2 managed to start the race. Desire Wilson is the only one who both started and won the race. Is it Le Mans 24 Hours, Indianapolis 500, or Formula One? Formula One. What sport will debut at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo? Ski mountaineering, snowboarding, or curling? Ski mountaineering. Which nickname do 2 female tennis players share? One recently retired with a career high ranking of 9th on the WTA list, and the other who is still actively playing. Coco, Meek, or Veni? Coco. From the full names of the Greek sports club AEK and PAOK, it can be deduced that they were founded by immigrants who fled from which city in the 1920s? Athens, Istanbul, or Sparta? Istanbul. Where is the longest golf course in the world? Australia, China, or France? Australia. Which Brazilian footballer holds the record for the most FIFA World Cup titles won with a total of 3? Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, or Pelé? Pelé. Which sport holds the title of the world's oldest team sport? Football, cricket, or basketball? Cricket. Who is the only player to have scored 5 goals in a single FIFA World Cup match? Ronaldo, David Beckham, or Oleg Salenko? Oleg Salenko. Who was the first female athlete to compete in both the Summer and Winter Olympics in the same year? Sue Holloway, Clara Hughes, or Ingrid Haringa? Sue Holloway. Who won the 2021 French Open women's singles title, her first Grand Slam singles title? Naomi Osaka, Ashley Barty, or Barbara Krejcikova? Barbara Krejcikova. Which country won the UEFA Euro 2020 football championship? Italy, France, or Portugal? Italy. And let's move over to tourism and travel. What is the name of the largest Hindu temple complex in Indonesia? Prambanan, Taj Mahal, or Machu Picchu? Prambanan. What is the original German name of the river that flows over 1,000 kilometers through the Czech Republic and Germany, flowing into the North Sea about 100 kilometers from Hamburg? Danube, Elbe, or the Rhine? The Elbe. In the latest Indiana Jones film, Indiana Jones and the Fate of the Artifact, what is the artifact many believe to be the first analog computer? It was found on a shipwreck near an island of the same name. Kythera, Hydra, or Antikythera? Antikythera. What surname is shared between the Italian actress Simona, renowned for portraying Lucia Greco in the second season of HBO's series The White Lotus, and the capital city of the Mexican state of Villahermosa? Jalapeno, Tabasco, or tequila? Tabasco. What is located on Rikers Island? A jail, a school, or a resort? A jail. If the only planet in the solar system named after a Greek deity were named after its Roman equivalent, like the other planets except Earth, what would it be called? Juno, Apollo, or Caelus? Caelus. What is the name of the grand Parisian building that served as the residence of French kings before the court moved to Versailles? The Élysée Palace, the Palais Royal, or the Louvre? The Louvre. What is the name of the mountain range in New Zealand whose highest peak is Mount Cook? Southern Alps, Kaikoura Ranges, or the Andes? The Southern Alps. Which American state stands out for the disparity between the number of flights passing over it and the number of landings within the state? Hawaii, West Virginia, or Kentucky? West Virginia. The royal town of the Holy Faith of St. Francis of Assisi is the English translation of the full Spanish name of the capital city of which U.S. state? New Mexico, Arizona, or Texas? New Mexico. Liberty Island and the original part of Ellis Island are exclaves of which U.S. state? New Jersey, Connecticut, or New York? New York. Which date did Arizona, Oklahoma, West Virginia, California, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Maryland, and Utah, among 12 others, suffer damage, some temporary and some permanent, in 1941, 2000, or 1939? December 7th, 1941. Which English cheese shares its name with an English region? Gloucester, Cheshire, or Somerset? Cheshire. Which Egyptian island is located just downstream from the first cataract of the Nile? In ancient times, it was an important religious center. Alexandria, Luxor, or Elephantine? Elephantine. 3 Egyptian obelisks, known as Cleopatra's Needle, are located in 3 cities outside of Egypt: New York, London, and which is the 3rd city? Madrid, Paris, or Rome? Paris. And let's move over to our mystery round for our last questions. Which country's flag has the most weapons depicted on it? Saudi Arabia, Haiti, or Mozambique? Haiti. What postal code is used for the millions of letters to Santa Claus that arrive in Canada every year? HOH, OHO, HOO, HOO, or A1A, 1A1? HOHOHO. After which student of his with a similar last name was a mouthwash named? Joseph Listerman, Joseph Lister, or Joseph Listerfield? Joseph Lister. Since 1974, the Inkpot Award has been given in which art form? Notable recipients include Steve Ditko and David Siegel. Sculpture, music, or comic books? Comic books. Grace Kelly used it to shield herself from paparazzi, inadvertently popularizing it. Which luxury brand produces the handbag nicknamed the Kelly bag? Hermes, Gucci, or Chanel? Hermes. By which country is a syndrome named that involves underdevelopment of muscles on one side of the body? France syndrome, Poland syndrome, or Spain syndrome? Poland syndrome. Who was the only European monarch buried on U.S. soil? In 2013, he was exhumed and returned to his homeland. King Peter II, King George III of Great Britain, or King Ludwig II of Bavaria? King Peter II Karageorgevich. If it's a girl, they're calling her Sigourney after an actress. If it's a boy, they're naming him Rodney after. What name is missing to complete this famous quote from Only Fools and Horses? Delroy, Dave, or Derek? Dave. What was the nickname of Tarzan and Jane's firstborn son? Riano, Korak, or Feathers? Korak. What would Peter Crouch be if he wasn't a footballer? A firefighter, a virgin, or an astronaut? A virgin. And for our bonus question, the Chinese year 2024 is in the sign of which animal? Let us know the answer in the comments. And don't forget to tell us how you ranked with our Quiz Class Einstein Awards. And here they are. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.